feel like it went, second time around?
Yeah, I thought, like I kind of said out there, I thought effort was good overall. Way too many penalties on offense, and defense gave up a couple big plays on some busted coverages. But guys were competing for the most part. The guys we needed to play well played well, and so I think it was a good film to learn from.
With your rotations at your receivers right now, is there anything kind of set with that, or are they all kind of up and down the list right now?
Yeah, we're just playing everybody. With Dylan being kind of banged
sure,
up,
yeah.
Reg has gotten more reps, and then JD and High has gotten to play since Derek wasn't playing as much, and Tony Brown got a little banged up. So we're just rotating them through, and they know that the best guys will play. We feel like we have a ton of depth at that position, and they've done a nice job competing every day.
And with Dylan, I know he didn't go through the scrimmage, but he went through all the pregame stuff. So he just kind of something else coming to hold him back a little bit?
We did. He practiced today and looked fine, and so we just got to get some consistency with him, get him back into the flow of things these last 2 weeks, and he's looked sharp.
Is that just to protect his back or something else that he said?
It is just precautionary stuff. We don't want to throw him out there too quickly. He's, like I said, when we've let him go, he's practiced well, and we'll just kind of stay on that path and ease him back into full go.
Who helped themselves the most on Saturday?
I thought Corey Dauphine ran the ball well. He still has a long way to go in pass protection, catching the football, but as far as getting the ball and hitting between the tackles, that's something we wanted him to work on. So that was good to see. Defensively, I thought Paul Banks and DJ Polite-Bray at corner stepped up and played pretty well. So I'd say those three guys are names that jumped out to me.
As you said, your offense scored a couple touchdowns on the threes. Your one scored some touchdowns on the threes on Saturday. Outside of that, though, after you saw the film, what did you think of your defense?
Like I said, I thought a couple busted coverages. I thought they played hard. I thought effort was good. In that environment, when we were really going up tempo, that was kind of the first time all spring where they've seen really that type of up tempo. We usually cut it loose like that in those scrimmages, and so I thought that was a little shock to the system at times. But other than that, effort was really good, and created 2 turnovers, had a bunch of sacks, and created some negative plays.
Been listening cornerbacks a couple of moments ago. Who's going to be day in, day out this spring your best 1 or 2 corners?
I'd say Paul Banks has been the best overall that I've seen consistently. DJ Polite-Bray is coming on, but I think Paul, who hurt his neck last year and didn't play much after the first couple weeks, has really stepped up. Feeling comfortable in Coach Gibbs' system, has made a bunch of plays on the ball, and has improved a lot.
There's no official scrimmage this weekend. You're still a week away from that. What's the goal for this week other than just to get better?
Yeah, the same deal. We need to tackle. We need to see how we get people down offensively, see if we can compete in a scrimmage with the referees and not have all those negative plays and penalties and turnovers.
Coach, you touched on it a little bit, but how do you think the running backs did in the scrimmage over the weekend, and how can they improve in practice this week?
Yeah, I think all of them, when they have the ball in their hands, are pretty special. It's just the other things, understanding our pass protections, catching the ball, knowing their routes, getting where they're supposed to be on certain pass concepts. So those are all things we can all get better at. But as far as when they have the ball in their hands, I thought they all did a good job running it and protecting it for the most part.
That being said, do you think that because Justin is so much better in all those other areas, is that kind of probably why he's probably out in front maybe a little bit right now?
I think so, and I mean he's just very explosive,
right.
And he has the confidence from making big plays in games. Q's reliable. He knows the system better than anybody in that room. DeMarcus Felton keeps coming on. He's Mr. Consistent, and then Corey, when he has the ball, looks electric at times, but we got to round out the rest of his game.
Seemed like a mixed bag for the front 7 there at the scrimmage. What'd you see when you clicked on the tape?
Yeah, pretty much that. I thought they had some great plays, particularly pass rush when they got us into some third down situations. But some of that tempo stuff I didn't think they handled great. As far as we're going fast, they got to get their hand down and be effective against the run. And I didn't think at times we really reacted to that the way we need to.
Who's really kind of stepped up, do you think, as far as leading that group now that some of those seniors graduating?
Yeah, I think we're still searching. I think Colin Hill's a guy, by his play, by his effort, has been really good. And Jacarthy Mack's a guy who hadn't played a ton around here, but his effort has shown up all spring, and we're trying to find a role for him on that side of the ball.
What position is he lining up?
He's kind of that stand-up defensive end right now. He's undersized, but every time you turn on the tape, he's making plays. He's about 190 pounds. We'd want him about 220, but his effort has been outstanding.
With that rush and that end, are you kind of moving guys back and forth between the two right now to kind of figure it out? And I guess where are kind of everybody with those two kind of spots?
Yeah, like you said, we're rotating, Colin Hill Zach Barnes, Gary Moore, Jacarthy, Chris Williams, a bunch of guys back and forth from end to the stand-up guy, and then just seeing where it fits best.
Is a guy like Lonzel Gilmore playing both kind of D-tackle and in? Because it seemed like he played a little bit of tackle.
Yeah, we've had to move him in based on our numbers.
Right.
You know, that's why we signed that big D-line class coming in, so we're waiting on the cavalry to help us. But while we're doing that, he'll be inside. We get Nunez back in fall camp, which will help. But that's kind of we'd like to keep him outside, but this spring he's had to learn the inside position.
Seemed like some young guys there in the secondary getting some chances. Is that notice to maybe some of these older guys that they have to kind of pick up their game if they want that spot?
I think so. I think I said it going in. We have one starter really that we knew going into spring ball, and we're sorting out the rest. So we're trying to create as much competition at all the positions, and then we know we got 4 really good young guys coming into camp in the secondary as well.
Last one for Coach, guys.
What do you just thought about the maybe not your top linebackers, but some of the guys that came in, you know, like Luke Stice and then John Piccone and some of these other guys?
Outstanding intensity, effort, everything you want in guys that come in and join your program. Do everything right, work hard, have to learn our system, have to get used to the pace of the game in Piccone. And Stice has been more of a fullback where he's been, but as far as effort, playing hard, bringing energy, everything you want.